It's episode number 2 of Budget Brands right here on the Tequila Hombre, coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're doing episode number 2 on Budget Brands. Our first one, we featured the San Matias Gran Reserva Extra Añejo. A lot of viewers love that recommendation. I got a lot of comments from people saying that they've tried it and enjoyed it. And so now we're going to discuss our second brand that we are going to explore as a budget option for people looking for low price, good quality tequila. All right, so the brand that we're going to look at today is one that I've reviewed in the past, but we're going to take a look at some of their newer releases here and see if it's still a viable option as a budget brand. And this one comes from a little grocery store known throughout the United States as Trader Joe's. So this is Trader Joe's tequila. We have the Blanco, the Repo, and the Añejo that we are going to look at today and talk about. All of these retail for somewhere between $19.99 up to $20-something 99. So the Añejo, I'm not sure the exact price. I think we paid $23.99 for it, but it may change at different stores. But the pricing on it is typically below 30 bucks for any of these expressions. Now, 30 bucks for a good tequila is a good deal, but let's dive into how this tequila is made and discuss more with the review and stuff on whether I recommend it as a budget option for those looking for something to sip as well as to make excellent cocktails with. All right, so Trader Joe's tequila comes out of NOM 1143, which is Gonzalez Distillery. They were the distillery that used to make El Mayor when a lot of people really liked it and loved it, actually. Well, it's still made by them. El Mayor is still made by them, but they built a brand new distillery and they make the El Mayor out of the new distillery while keeping some other brands and stuff at the old NOM. So they have a new NOM for El Mayor, although it's still made by the same people, the same master distiller. They just built a new distillery for it. So this comes out of 1143. 1143, they use high pressure autoclave for cooking the agave. It is then crushed after cooking using the roller mill to extract the sugars from the agave fibers. And then after the fibers are done, it is then fermented in stainless steel tanks. After fermentation is complete, it is then twice distilled using stainless steel pot stills with copper coils. And then it is bottled at 40% alcohol by volume. And they do a Blanco, a Repo, and an Añejo for this. And there's a little kind of an interesting thing on it too. This is imported by a group that calls itself Custom Importers from Louisville, Kentucky. So what I've come to find out through a source of mine who's pretty accurate and pretty much knows what he's talking about, he said that actually the Custom Imports is actually Sazerac. So Sazerac uses some different names and has some different entities that also import brands that are private labeled for stores. So this is one that they label and they private label and bring in. And by doing that, they can actually incorporate it into other shipments and stuff from Mexico to bring the price down and allow them to sell the bottles for as low as they do, because they don't have to spread the cost of shipping and stuff over just a small allotment of tequila that they bring in for Trader Joe's. They can do it for other stuff that they bring in as well. So they are able to pass the savings on to the stores. The stores are able to get a decent markup if they want. And Trader Joe's elects to sell this at $19.99 for the Blanco and as high as $23.99 here at the local store for us for the Añejo, which is a super good price if the tequila is good. Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the tasting portion and see if this is something I'd recommend. All right, so all these bottles are sealed. So we're like all my reviews, we're going to get a true first impression. There's no oxidation, aeration, or anything like that happening to the tequila before the review. I'm not snookered and half drunk like some reviewers are. I'm completely sober. And this will be the first sip of tequila today for me, so we'll do the mouth prep too as well. So peel the label off this. And let's pop this puppy open. if we can. It's got a nice, tight, firm seal, which is good. Assuming we can get it open. Let's cut this label here. Normally I can just twist off of it. Here it goes. All right. It's got a really nice seal on this, so you don't have to worry about any evaporation or anything on these. It is an artificial cork, of course. All right, so let's take a look at this in the glass. So looking at it in the glass, it coats the glass decently. There's some pearls and stuff on there. It broke off pretty quick. There you go, look at that. So you got some legs and stuff coming down in, then the pearls are on it. So it looks good. And then looking at the tequila itself, crystal clear. Looks perfectly fine, no floaties or anything. So let's see what we get on the nose on this. Ooh, nice, really nice, beautiful cooked agave. Definitely a little grassiness to it. There's a hint of the vanilla notes, sweet cinnamon. Nothing like nothing artificial or like there's any additives or anything in this. It just smells like really nice, a really nice pure Blanco. And it's a little on the floral side, but it smells nice. It smells nice. So since this is my first sip of tequila for the day, we are gonna prep our mouth for 40% alcohol. So we're not gonna take any tasting notes on the first sip. But here we go. All right, so now that my mouth is acclimated to 40%, it's not super viscous on the mouthfeel. I do pick up some cinnamon and baking spices, a cooked agave up front. There's a little hint of black licorice, some anise in there. Sweet cinnamon note coming through. Nice cooked agave note. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it complexity wise. There is that anise bitterness that's in there. A little pepper coming through on it as well. So a little hint of like black pepper. But other than that, for $19.99, this is a good Blanco. I don't see anything wrong with this at all. It's not horrible, but it's not super amazing. But at $19.99 for a bottle of this is something I could say, yeah, I'd recommend grabbing this to make margaritas or to sip on. If you're looking for something inexpensive to buy, personally, I don't mind spending the extra 20 or 30 bucks to buy something a lot better. But if you're looking for a nice budget option, $19.99 for this, it's not bad at all. This is a nice Blanco. It would be great for making margaritas as well as other cocktails, as well as just sipping with a stogie if you want. So the Blanco, I say thumbs up. I recommend it. So let's take a look at the Repo next. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the Reposado. I'm not sure how long this was aged in. I don't have those details, but I'm pretty much going to guess that it's probably a used bourbon barrel that they put this in. So let's take a look at it in the glass. And of course, if it's a Reposado, it cannot be aged any longer than 11 months. So 12 months is the max. Actually, 12 months is where it becomes an añejo. So it's 11 months down to 2 months in the barrel. So I don't have any details on what the timing is on the aging of this. But looking at it in the glass, it coats the glass nicely. You can see the legs and tiers coming down. So it looks like it's going to have a little more viscosity than the than the Blanco did. And looking at the color of this, it's kind of a light golden color to it. Crystal clear, no floaties or anything. Looks good. On the nose, you still get that nice, beautiful cooked agave notes, the sweet cinnamon and baking spices coming through. A hint of vanilla, some caramel, some chocolate notes in there, but it's not like a over the top caramel and stuff. It's very subtle that I'm picking up. It's a little on the floral side. Still a little hint of grassiness in there as well with it. But it smells really nice. It doesn't smell super complex. It's not going to be able to stand up against some of the nicer Reposados out there. But hey, for 20 bucks, so far so good. So let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Salud. Coats the mouth nicely. Get that beautiful cooked agave note in there, the cinnamon and baking spices. Little hint of vanilla in there, not a whole lot. Tiny hint of chocolate in there as well. Very light on the flavor, but extremely enjoyable. There's nothing wrong with this at all. This would make great palomas as well for making cocktails. You can't beat this for 20 bucks. Seriously, there's nothing wrong with this at all. I could sit and sip this all day long with a good stogie and thoroughly enjoying it. Nothing wrong with this. I recommend it if you need a repo for something and don't want to spend the money on it for a really good one. Picking this up is not going to bother you at all. Not at all. So the repo's good. I give that a thumbs up and recommend it as well. Now let's look at the Añejo. Of course, I don't know the aging time on this as well. This one, I'm sure, it has to be a minimum of a year in a barrel, and it can be as much as up to 3 years. So 3 years it becomes an extra Añejo. So, and I'm sure based on the Blanco, I'm going to say they used the ex-bourbon barrels for it. Previously used bourbon barrels. So I'm going to assume they used the same for this. I don't have any details on the exact barrels they used, but just telling from the flavor profile and from, all the different tequilas I've had over my lifetime, I'm betting that they use ex-bourbon barrels on this. So looking at the Añejo in the glass, it coats the glass very nicely. Look at those legs and tiers coming down. I'm starting to look at this, for under 30 bucks. How can anybody look at this and say, no? But the only way is if they use additives in it. So far, I'm saying no additives because there's not enough flavor coming from stuff to make there be additives. So there's not enough like vanilla and caramel. It's not over the top sweet or anything like that. It's very easy to pick out other stuff in it, and some of the flavors are more faint than others. So that's basically a sign that they're not using additives. Looking at the color, it is a deep golden brown. Looks great. So on the nose on this one, still get the sweet cinnamon and baking spices, but then you get a more pronounced vanilla note from it, but not over the top, not in your face, not overbearing vanilla. So I'm saying no additives on this. Little hint of chocolate in there, slight hint of cherry. Even like notes of like dried fruit are present in it. This one smells really nice. It smells great. I mean, for under 30 bucks, I'm starting to think this one's going to be a really good option too. So let's see. Let's check it out. Salud. Nice viscous mouthfeel. Coats the mouth nicely. Cinnamon and baking spices up front. Light hint of vanilla and some caramel in there. A little bit of dark chocolate coming through on it. Not super complex. It doesn't have a long finish to it. It kind of disappears real quickly. But hey, for under 30 bucks for an Añejo, you can just take another sip when you want more flavor, right? I recommend this. Is not bad at all. I could sit there and sip this while watching football with a good stogie easily and polish off a good amount of this bottle on a Sunday afternoon. There's nothing wrong with this at all for under 30 bucks. I recommend it. So there you go. Trader Joe's tequila. Wow. Surprised, right? Well, I'm surprised, but I recommend if you're looking for a really good budget brand to sip on and you don't want to spend more than 30 bucks, visit your local Trader Joe's and grab some of their tequila. It'll make great cocktails. It'll make it makes for a really nice sipper. Nothing super awesome. It's not gonna, set the world on fire, but for the price, I think it's great. I think it's a really nice option for the price. I don't think you can beat it for the price. So visit your local Trader Joe's and don't be afraid to grab some of their tequila and try it. Well, there you go. If you liked the information I shared in this video, make sure you click the thumbs up and give me a like. If you're new to the channel, bienvenido, welcome. We love having you here. We love having you comment and participate in the channel. So make sure you click that subscribe button right there and the notification bell right next to it so you get notified every time I post a video like this, or go live with our Q&A with the Hombre, as well as some of the other live things that we're going to be doing, including some blind challenges. So make sure you subscribe. And until next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So, hey, if you want to stop in at Trader Joe's and pick up some of their budget tequilas, go ahead. It's good. Salute.